We're live.
We're just trying to close up the wealth gap. Get to this generational wealth, bet that. We gon' lift off like a jetpack. Time to tune in, not just speaking real facts. Right here is everything you need. This ain't no get rich quick thing. Create your own economy. Cause we ahead of the crypto curve, yeah. Create your own economy. Let's get ahead of the crypto curve, yeah.
Good afternoon. Good afternoon, each and every one of you. I would like to welcome you to Ahead of the Crypto Curve, where we are creating Satoshi millionaires, one family at a time, one day at a time, one Satoshi at a time, and one Bitcoin at a time. And ladies and gentlemen, that means you. I am your host, Najah Roberts, and it is my mission in life to lead my people out of financial slavery. Today is Thursday, February 2nd, 2023, and I am incredibly excited about today. I've got a lot of good information for you all today. I don't know if you know it or not, but I literally feed off your energy, your questions, and the content that you want to hear, because the cryptocurrency space, just in case you all didn't realize, back in 2017, 2018, we probably could not have done a show called Ahead of the Crypto Curve. First and foremost, because not a lot of people were trying to learn about cryptocurrency just a couple of short years ago. But there was so much of nothing happening in this space. And so we couldn't have done a show because we couldn't come up with content every single day because it was just a boring space. People were trying to learn, but that was about it. But ladies and gentlemen, here we sit in 2023, and there is so much information that I have to share with you, and really just taking old money concepts, old thought processes, and helping you understand how to pull that situation into the digital space has just been, exhilarating. I'm like full of energy. I'm ready to run through a wall right now because there are some great things that are happening. And I am just happy that you are here to actually experience them with me. I think one thing you're going to learn about me is I'm very transparent. I like to tell what's going on. I'm not one of those people that want, just wait to the end of things to just make sure that they're solidified. I just know that the universe and the Most High are making this space about furthering the advancement and the economic prosperity of our community. And I'm just excited about it. I'm seeing so many things happening. So again, today is Thursday, February the 2nd, and today we have some folks who are celebrating their birthday. So our Cryptopians that are celebrating today, first and foremost, I want to say happy birthday to each and every one of you. May this day be filled with love, joy, peace, and happiness. We have Jamie Jones, Sheila Ruiz, Isa Johnson, Logo King, and Laverne Carter. Again, happy birthday to each and every one of you Cryptopians. If you'd like to have your birthday shout out on the radio, please send me a text message, 424-317-7373. Again, that number is 424-317-7373. So, happy Black Futures Month to each and every one of you. And I started this thing a couple of years ago, again, when this space was really quiet. Nobody was really paying attention to anything that we were doing. And I say, meaning Black folks in this space. I started saying Black people know Bitcoin too, because I continuously show up still today to these conferences, and we are limited in the amount of us that actually show up. And it could be because the price of the ticket sometime is 1,500, 2,300. They make it out of reach for the regular everyday person. And I understand that. But I wanted them to know that there are folks in this space that can speak on their stages and say and get accomplished the same things that they're talking to their communities about. And so I started Black Folks Know Bitcoin too. So today and every day during Black Futures Month, we honor somebody. So today, our honoree is Mr. Hill Harper. And you notice I didn't say actor Hill Harper. I'm going to say Mr. Hill Harper, or I should say Dr. Hill Harper. But with that being stated, I'm going to tell you all why we are honoring each and every one of these Black individuals, African Americans, or however you all want to categorize them, just making sure that you understand what they're doing in this space and why they are very significant in this space and how they're continuing to honor our community. Most of them with mission first and monetization second. And so as we go through this month, I'm going to give a shout out specifically to our honoree of the day for Black Folks Know Bitcoin too. So today, Dr. Hill Harper, who you all know, he was on CSI Miami. He's on The Good Doctor. He's Dr. Marcus. But Hill Harper was born in Iowa City, Iowa, and he was born the son of Harry D. Harper II, who was a psychiatrist, and Marilyn Harper. So some of us don't know this. In fact, I just learned this a few minutes ago. His mother was one of the first Black practicing anesthesiologists in this United States. That is absolutely incredible. I had no idea until I went to Wikipedia. That's why reading is fundamental, huh? And he's been a business partner of mine almost 2 years. I had no idea. But anyway, this gentleman, Dr. Harper, he actually graduated magna cum laude from Brown University in 1988. He went on to Harvard Law School, which is where he befriended Barack Obama and they became basketball buddies. And he has his master's in public administration from the Harvard Kennedy School at Harvard University. And so we are honoring him today. And as I said, he's an actor, he's a philanthropist, he's a dad, he's a phenomenal single father. If you haven't, kind of looked him up, he has a fabulous, beautiful son that I always tell him he's going to be the next president of the United States. And so we are grateful for him and what he's doing to actually bring love, light, and intelligence to a young Black male. And he's doing a phenomenal job. So with that, he is a tech founder. First and foremost, a tech founder. I got upset with Times Magazine when they called him a pitch man, because he's not a pitch man. He puts his heart and his soul into making sure that our community is economically sound. And what he has, ladies and gentlemen, is the Black Wall Street wallet. That Black Wall Street wallet is right now the only Black functioning digital wallet where you can hold your Bitcoin. You can buy your Bitcoin there. You can hold your Bitcoin. That's why I utilize that to do our dollar cost average. Now, ladies and gentlemen, it is a custodial wallet. So once you buy enough on his site, you need to pull it off and put it into your own private wallet. But he designed that. The interface that you see and all of those things, he has spent, I'm going to say he spent almost $1 million that I know of personally, really trying to make sure that this digital wallet is right for our community as we move into this digital space. Because he hasn't found the founding or hasn't been able to get the funding for what he needs to push the wallet forward, he's actually done this out of pocket. And a lot of people don't know that. The Black Wall Street the Black Wall Street wallet, because I am a co-founder, I can tell you it's not about monetization. We have not monetized at all to get Bitcoin in the hands of our community. And again, he has been 100% of the funder of this wallet. And so to him, I want to say thank you from the bottom of my heart for our community, because we need someone to step up and really help us get our economic structure in order as it relates to Bitcoin specifically, and really believe in our community and understand what is at stake if we don't get this right. So again, Dr. Hill Harper, we say thank you for knowing about Bitcoin and doing all that you do to push this narrative forward. With that, ladies and gentlemen, when we come forward, this is KBLA Talk 1580. All right, ladies and gentlemen, I am moving today. We got so much stuff going on. I'm going to try to get this thing going. So, let's see. So we got that out the way. May even have to do a little excerpt about that. I didn't even realize I had on a Novatech shirt today. I got a gift from Team Foster. So if you're interested, hit me up. I'll share with you what they have been doing for me and with me, and I'm excited about that too. But I don't talk about that on the radio, but I can tell y'all I'm excited about it. So let's get it. We have so much to go over today. Okay, thank you. I'm back in 30 seconds, you all. Hey, Gail. All right, welcome forward. So we got to jump into this. And I just, again, am smiling. I have to say that when we first started, even a year ago, I really didn't think we had enough content to fill up 3 hours. But I am confident that we could do that now. But anyway, we're going to get it in within this hour. So yesterday, I was talking about a college that they were spinning up in the middle of South Central Los Angeles. And I got some feedback from some folks that were like, our kids need to go to college. Our children have to go to college in order to get a great job. And so, and again, I love the feedback. I love to hear what people are feeling. And I also love to do some research so that we can all understand exactly what is changing right now. Ladies and gentlemen, money is not just changing, the workplace is changing. How we do everything that we are used to doing is changing. And we have got to learn how to adapt or get left. And so the reason I feel so strongly that we don't need another college in our community right now, because it's not like we don't have enough of them out in the city, but the reason we don't need colleges right now, and I'm going to address it because it has all to do with the cryptocurrency space. So first and foremost, a lot of us, again, we grow up hearing all the time, go to school so you can get a good education, so you can get a good job. And so what do we think getting a good job was? Let's be honest. We thought it was state, county, or federal, right? And so when I came back from Bethune-Cookman College in Daytona Beach, Florida, historically Black college, your girl got a job with the Department of Motor Vehicles, the happiest place on earth. Not the happiest place on earth, and not the highest paid place on earth either. And what wound up happening after a couple of years of me being married, starting to have children, I realized that I could be broke at home and take care of my two children as opposed to running back and forth to work 8 hours on a job, sitting in traffic an hour and a half going, an hour and a half coming home. And so I just decided, at the birth of my daughter, just to give it all up and become an entrepreneur. And so I'm proud to have been and am entrepreneur for the last 26 years. But let me just explain something. State governments and a federal government, for that part, really should be dropping the degrees that they are requiring people to have, because most students go to college because it promises an increase in salary above what they would be earning by somebody just coming in with a high school diploma. However, many state and local governments require prospective employees to hold college degrees, but they don't pay the salaries to match. Ladies and gentlemen, it's time out for coming out of college with $200,000 and $300,000 worth of debt. It is not going to work in this new system because people just can't afford to live and go to school and all of those things. So I'm just going to do some real quick statistics just so you understand why I'm passionate about our community, our children, our youth, our grandkids, the children that we're looking at every day that are doing whatever they're doing in workspaces or entrepreneur space, just really understanding what is happening. Because according to the American Community Survey, it's called ACS, the data shows that it is much harder to land a middle income job in the state or local government if you don't have a college degree. Okay, that goes without saying. So in the state governments, listen to this, 63% of the workers earning between $40,000 and $60,000 a year have a bachelor's degree or more. In the private sector, just a quarter of the workers in the same salary range have a 4-year degree, while the rest have a mix of high school education, post-secondary certificates, and 2-year degrees. Now, remember that. $40,000 to $60,000 if you have a bachelor's degree working for the state government. Now I need to share something with you. Jobs in the cryptocurrency industry. And I'm just going to read a few. There are, you know what? I'm going to do this real quick because we're not just talking about the cryptocurrency industry. We're talking about technology because crypto is technology. Technology encompasses so many things. But let me just read a couple. Technical writer, 78,000, high school diploma. Cybersecurity and the analyst, some college, high school diploma, $200,000 a year. Then we have a help desk. Ladies and gentlemen, we're not talking about the state or the county. We're talking about a help desk analyst, 57,000. Mobile developer, 122,000. Software engineer, 109,000 a year. They can teach themselves the JavaScript, the C++, the Python, whatever they need to help learn how to do programming. You don't need a college degree for that. Let me just keep going really quick. A network engineer, which does not require a degree, by the way. And Cisco is hiring for that. Linux is hiring for that, and that makes $91,000 a year. System analysts, and I won't go into what that is, but they make 99,270 a year. And then we got software applications at 91,000, a website developer at 78,000, and a digital marketer at 60,000. They all outperform financially any state and local government jobs. So, why I'm so passionate about us not getting our children all the way. And now I'm not saying that nobody should be going to college. Specifically, I think college is a great thing. However, I really feel like we need to take a step back and really figure out how we're going to be able to compete in today's world, today's society. And when I meet with any of the HBCU presidents, I am passionate about telling them every single graduating class that graduates from that institution, they are handicapping them if they are not getting them fully entrenched in the tech space. So, yes, we need OBGYNs. They have to go to school, but they also need technology because there has come a time where a lot of the surgeries are done by robots. So the robots are going to do it, but the robots need the doctor to be on top of their technological game in order to make sure that that robot is doing what it needs to do. If you're going to be anything in this world, you need technology as that secondary you got to have that secondary understanding because it feeds into every single aspect of any job that you can name to me, or any profession or any discipline. Even as an attorney, you're going to need to know technology because what they're doing right now is they're feeding Black's law book into the computer, and they have computers right now, ladies and gentlemen, that can litigate an entire case. And not only can they litigate an entire case, they literally help with jury selection. They do everything that an attorney can do, but we still need attorneys because somebody has to be present. But those computers and those artificial intelligence pieces are doing a tremendous job at cutting out some of the things that we have had to do manually. And so again, we're going hard and furious to try to get most of the HBCs to understand how critically important it is that they add technology to each and every one of their degrees. And so we're working on that. And I'm working with several organizations to get into these HBCUs to help our children. Because if we don't do this, ladies and gentlemen, they're going to graduate, they're going to have these degrees, and they will be all dressed up with nowhere to go, period. That's just what's going to happen. Or they're going to settle for doing the McDonald's and some of these other things, and they won't even be able to settle with McDonald's because I just got finished watching a fully automated McDonald's that takes the orders, makes the food, and delivers it out the window. This is a real deal. It's happening right now, and we've got to understand how to get on the other side of tech so that whatever our mind can even comprehend, they're already doing it, but we've got to know how to step into this new space. And why else is this important? Because the millennials and the Gen Zs that we may or may not be paying attention to, ladies and gentlemen, they are doing things different, period. They're not going to work for 40 years. They're not going to work for 40 hours to get 40% at retirement of what they were making on the job. They're just not doing it. Do you want to know why? Because one of the most notable ways that millennials are changing the workforce is by pushing for more transparency. You know, when we grew up and when my grandparents and my mom went to work, we didn't ask questions. We just did what the boss said, and made things happen. But these new millennials are bred different. I don't know what water they drunk, but they want to know what their bosses are thinking. They want to know who's making these major decisions, and they like to actually know what's going on with the company and what's going on with the employees. This is a different space, and it's not just one or two of our children, it is a whole group of these millennials and Gen X's, Gen Z's coming through the space. They've got a different breed going. And so what worked for us and work for our parents and our grandparents does not work for our kids today. So we have to rethink what college looks like. We need to rethink if we actually need to push our children to spend those thousands and thousands of dollars. I'm going to say hundreds of thousands of dollars to get this degree that may or may not benefit them. Now, I know one thing that I told my daughter going into college, because definitely it's about the education. You learn some things, but more than the education, it was the associations. My daughter, I told her day one, you are here for the education, but you're here for the associations. You get in there, you talk to your professors, you find out who they know and what they know. And by her sophomore year, she was working for Nike because she started befriending and talking to her instructors. There's a new way to do things. So she got involved with MBA camp that she was doing because she went to school, not for sports medicine, because she wanted to be a financial advisor for sports individuals that were in the NFL, NBA, because she saw them squandering their money. So that's what she went for. But she wound up working for these organizations through her college because she started talking to her professors. And again, most kids are taught to go get the education. So they never hold a personal conversation with their instructors to find out actually who they know in their field so that they can push the envelope forward. And so we've got some work to do in our community. And specifically as it relates to the technology space, we've got some work to do in our community. So, ladies and gentlemen, when we come forward after news, traffic, and sports, we will jump into the cryptocurrency conversation because we've got a lot to talk about. This is KBLA Talk 1580. All right, ladies and gentlemen, we are getting it. I got, let's see. I never did my quote for the day because I just was on one this morning. So we are gonna get that. Let's see. All right, so we got 6 minutes. So this is usually the time that I take to get a sip of water and get it together and figure out what I'm going to talk about. But there is some good stuff. So we are going to, I'm hyped up today. We got some good stuff here. Ask Najah Roberts. Somebody wants to know about Bitcoin loans. So I'm going to deal with that today. Tech jobs that do not require a degree. I'm done with that. Oh man, did I? Oh, here it is. Here it is. Here it is. Here it is. Let's see here. So, All right, we got a couple of more minutes. I'm going to try to find, let me see. So sorry about that, y'all. During this break, I got to get some of the stuff done. I've been just running today. We got some good news. I can't wait. I don't know if I'm gonna be able to even get it out today because we got so many things that are happening. So we're gonna talk about the feds. They actually sanctioned some folks in Russia. So, uh, yes, sir. 30 minutes. I mean, 30 seconds. I got 30 seconds, y'all. I'm sorry. Today is just all right. Welcome forward. Welcome forward. So, I'm going to go over the market update. And we didn't do our quote. I just was on fire today because I'm just reading so many great things that are happening in this space and really some things that are coming to life about what I have been sharing with you all about privacy and owning your own private keys and not being on an exchange. All of those things are really, really important. And we're starting to see. And again, I follow a couple of different situations because I want to make sure that our community does not make the same mistakes. And so you've got to find out what other folks are doing and what's happening in order to know how to gauge what you're doing to move in the right direction. So the first thing I'm going to do is do our quote. And it says, people have made fortunes off Bitcoin. Some have lost money. It is volatile, but to make money off volatility is possible too. And so that quote was by Richard Branson, and I totally concur because while people right now are running away from Bitcoin specifically, and I'm super excited about that, especially in some of those Wall Street circles and some of those, they're just running away from Bitcoin right now because they think FTX was Bitcoin, but we won't inform them of anything different because we're able to take advantage of this volatility. That being said, Bitcoin today hit $24,000, and it's been a while since it's gotten that high. So right now it sits at $23,690. It's down 0.52% in the last hour, and it's down in the last 24 hours 0.23%. And in the last 7 days, it's up 2.67. Ethereum, ladies and gentlemen, is at $1,664. It is down 0.71% in the last hour. In the last 24 hours, it's up 1.39%. And in the last 7 days, it's up 3.8%. And so, again, when your dollar cost averaging, you don't have to worry about those things because that is just what the technology of Bitcoin does. It just goes up and down. You buy when it's high, you buy when it's low, you buy when you think it's crash, you buy when you think it's as high as it's going to ever get. You just continue to be consistent and you will do yourself a favor. Trust and believe. Well, I can't say trust and believe. I can say just that's what I'm doing for my family, for my community. And so with that, I'm not a financial advisor providing any financial advice at all. And today it was actually recognized or put out into the public. And remember, a couple of days ago, I was sharing with you all that I follow what Russia has been doing. Not necessarily because they're doing anything good or bad or anything, but they have made a statement that they're going to continue to use cryptocurrency to fund what they need to do. Now, something interesting has happened as of yesterday. Our federal government actually sanctioned Bitcoin and Ethereum addresses that were linked to some Russian arm dealers. Now, I don't know whether these gentlemen are arms dealers. They may have the proof to show that. But the Office of Foreign Asset Control today sanctioned cryptocurrency wallets used by the son of a Russian arms dealer. So they didn't say the son was, but he was a son of an arms dealer. So what that means is, well, I'll just tell you because it says Wednesday statement, the U.S. Treasury has blacklisted this Bitcoin and Ethereum address. Now, an Bitcoin address or an Ethereum address is a long string of letters and numbers. Those letters and numbers in sequential order actually are assigned to you. So when you open up a wallet, let's just say you open up a wallet, a digital wallet on your cell phone. Let's say that you use Edge. It's going to issue you a set of numbers and letters that are used by no one else in that order. An address is okay for you to give to other people, just like your house. You can give people the address to your house, but you would never give them the keys to get in your house. So I can put out on the internet that my Bitcoin address is 17QP, whatever, blah, blah, blah. And it's just this long increment of numbers. Long, I won't say increment because it's not an increment, it's long. I would put that out on social media. I'm okay because nobody can actually get into that address without my private keys to get out my Bitcoin. So I give that address out. They can see Najah has $20 worth of Bitcoin on this address. Now, moving forward, they have blacklisted this particular Bitcoin address and Ethereum address. And from what I can actually see, these addresses are on an exchange. And from further digging, I see that these addresses look like they're tied to Coinbase, which means this son of the arms dealer has a Bitcoin address or an account on Coinbase and has some Ethereum on Coinbase, but because he doesn't have his private keys, Coinbase is the holder of these specific addresses. So they're able to blacklist them, which means no Bitcoin or Ethereum sent to those addresses will ever be released because they are blacklisting them. They are seizing them. But if he had a Bitcoin or Ethereum address that was not on an exchange, let's say he had a Ledger wallet or he had an Edge wallet where he held the private keys, no one would be able to, they can blacklist it, which means they can watch it, but they can't stop anything going in or out of those wallets because you are in full control. You are your own bank. But they have done that with these gentlemen. And OFAC is the office that makes sure that there's no money laundering happening. There's no anyone that is a threat, like a terrorist or anything like that. And so OFAC, again, is the organization that we use at our exchange to run everyone's name through so that we're not doing business with criminals, anybody that's on a money laundering list, or anybody that is on a a list that the government is watching or something like that, because we can't do business with them. We don't want to be a part of that. And so that's where the KYC comes into. Not know your customer, KYC. So every exchange that you get involved with, you should be KYCing, know your customer. And if you're not, eventually something is going to kind of falter with that. And I'm just going to be honest, because you live in the United States and you have to go by the rules and regulation of the United States as it relates to those types of things, because of Homeland Security and some of the things that have been implemented and put in place since the World Trade Center 9/11 happened. And so we've got to be very careful. But a lot of people in the cryptocurrency space are very upset about this move with this banning. Specifically, a lot of U.S. politicians, such as Republican Tom Emmer, who claim that the privacy is a right, and that the blacklisting of this app punishes the wrong people. And, because a lot of people are not in this space doing nefarious things. And so they blacklisted they're blacklisting the wrong people. And so this is something for us to pay attention to as we talk about self sovereignty, as we talk about moving forward as a community to be our own banks and own our own things outright without having any middleman. This is really important. And so I'm gonna be sharing what other steps that we're taking to really make sure that we're able to be our own banks, because it is absolutely possible. When we come forward, ladies and gentlemen, we'll jump in to Ask Najah Roberts. This is KBLA Talk 1580. All right. We are, we got, man, time just goes so fast. Time goes fast when we're having fun. So let's see here. I got, let's see. Okay, let's see here. Let's see here. Let's see here. I'm looking for the question. Sorry about that. Hold on. All right, give me just, we're coming back in about 30 seconds. 30 seconds here. 60 more seconds. He put on one more commercial. We are all right, welcome forward. And so we come to the part of our show where you can actually get any question answered that you like. You can go to asknajahroberts.com, or you can actually go to aheadofthecryptocurve.com as well, and you can ask Najah Roberts on there, najahroberts.com. Whatever you want to do, you can go and get a question answered. And so there was a question that came through today, and it basically says, "Greetings, Najah. I'm deep into this construction for our expansion. This young lady owns a business. I won't say the name of the business. And she needs to sell some Bitcoin from her Edge wallet. What is the best way to do that? Is there anywhere I can do a loan using my Bitcoin as collateral?" And I told her, obviously, that I'll be answering her question live on the air today. And I am. And so there are a couple of places that I actually trust. They don't pay me to talk about their products and services. So I probably won't do that. But I will say this: you need to find a company, because you can take a loan against your Bitcoin, just like you can take a loan against your house. Or, there are some pawn shops that allow you to take a loan against your car, which I wouldn't suggest you do because the interest rates are ridiculous. But you can definitely take a loan against your Bitcoin. It's an asset. And it's a pretty good thing. If you take a loan against your Bitcoin and then the price of Bitcoin goes up, then you don't even have to pay back the loan. But if the price of the Bitcoin starts to go down when you're in the middle of a loan, in order to save the Bitcoin that you've put up for collateral, you've got to continue to put money back in to make sure that your loan to value stays where it needs to be. So there's a plus and a minus to taking out a loan against your Bitcoin. So I want to make sure that everyone is understanding that first and foremost. So one of the companies that I honestly would have sent you to, or sent our community to, literally went out of business because of FTX. Again, people got in bed with FTX. They took out loans, or they loaned FTX money. And when FTX didn't pay it back, they had to go out of business and all these other things. And so there is one company that does not rehypothecate. And so what is rehypothecation? And you all need to understand this, because this is what our banks have been doing to us forever. They take the money that we put into the bank, they use it for their own purposes, and their assets and our assets have been posted as collateral. It's what they own because we give them our money in the bank. And we're rarely compensated for them utilizing our money to loan it out to whoever. And so that's exactly what rehypothecation is. But there is a company in the cryptocurrency space that does no rehypothecation. There is a multi-signature custody, which means this company has private keys to your wallet to where your Bitcoin is being held, and you have private keys as well. And that's really, really important. There's no credit checks, so they're not checking your credit to see if you have good credit or bad credit. There's no token or membership plan. The name of that company is called Unchained Capital. I like Unchained Capital because of the fact that there's no rehypothecation, which happened with Celsius, what happened with a bunch of these other companies. And so you can unlock the value of your Bitcoin at this company. And there's some other companies, but again, I don't have anybody that's using anything other than Unchained Capital, so I can't speak to them. But they help you build a product for long term, or they built a program for long term Bitcoin holders. It's a simple platform. They have live support and all those things. And again, as we continue to grow in this Bitcoin space, as you continue to grow your Bitcoin portfolio, this may be something that you need to look at because you have a business and you're expanding, or you need to put down a down payment on a house. I am literally looking at, and was talking to some individuals earlier today about doing something similar, because we can leverage Bitcoin, if you have enough of it, to do some of the things that you need to do real life today, not in 5 to 10 years. I'm always talking about buying and holding, but right now, today, we can do some phenomenal things with our Bitcoin that don't require us to sell it. And so I'm not selling my Bitcoin. I've said this over and over again. I've told my kids, you better not sell Big Mama's house, and you better not sell Big Mama's Bitcoin. And I'm going to stick to that. And so with that, ladies and gentlemen, when we come forward, we are going to get into our daily dollar cost averaging. This is KBLA Talk 1580. All right, y'all. I'm pushing through. School is calling in the middle of my broadcast. That kind of threw me off. So um we are listening to a commercial on there. What's up, Natalie Lowe Patterson? I was supposed to be calling you back 2 days ago. I promise you, sister. It has been something, something. All right. So we are teaching about this. Let's see. We're done with that. So we are going to head back. I got a script, y'all. This is radio, but it's still got to have structure and all that stuff. So it's scripted, and I'm getting used to it still after a year. So y'all bear with me. You love me no matter what. I love you too. You know I'm half a crazy running around here. And by the time these commercials get finished, I got to try to fit this into 2 or 3 minutes. So listening to a commercial in my ear, it's almost. All right, we're back in 30 seconds. So I got 3 minutes. All right, I'm coming back in. Yes, sir. All right, welcome forward. And so, what are we doing? What's on the horizon? What am I so excited about? I told you I was ready to run through the wall. So, we literally just signed a nice little contract where we're going to have our own TV station, our own TV channel. And so, it's called the Black DeFi Network. And so, we're excited about that. We're going to be putting a cryptocurrency masterclass on there. When you all get on Delta Airlines, it looks like you're going to be seeing your girl Najah Roberts teaching about Bitcoin because we're in talks with that. And I'm just super excited about what we are working on. And so I need you all to know that this thing, not for me, for all of us, can be as big as we want it because this Bitcoin space is evolving and everyone is understanding how critically important it is to learn about Bitcoin. And so you're in the right place at the right time. Just hold on. It is happening. We just got the okay from I want to say it's a cruise line. I can't, Royal Caribbean. We will be having a cryptocurrency cruise this year leading into 2024. I'm excited about that. We got some months to talk about that. It's called Cryptocurrency Cruise for the Culture. And I'm super excited about that as well. We just got the okay today. So we're going to dollar cost average right now. Ladies and gentlemen, we are doing this live on the air, and I probably am going to run out of time. So you're going to have to do your $6 worth of Satoshis on your own, Satoshi being the smallest increment of a Bitcoin. And we're doing it right now on the Black Wall Street wallet. And so, I say a DCA a day keeps poverty away. Ladies and gentlemen, stay tuned. Do not touch that dial. Next up is the DL Hughley Show. I want to thank each and every one of you for rocking with me, your host, Najah Roberts, on Ahead of the Crypto Curve, where we are creating Satoshi millionaires one day at a time, one family at a time, one Bitcoin at a time, one Satoshi at a time. And ladies and gentlemen, that means you.
You're listening to Najah Roberts on Ahead of the Crypto Curve. Please follow her on all social media platforms at Najah Roberts. No underscores, no dots, no numbers, just Najah Roberts. Let's close the wealth gap. It's our turn. This is KBLA Talk 1580. Learn or get left behind. Create your own economy. Let's get ahead of the crypto curve.